And then I got the black shorts. I got them in the longer version to go with the hoodie. And that actually might be my airport outfit because I don't want to be having my booty out in the airport like that. Welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about how I pack and prep for trips. And we're gonna do a pack with me and I'm gonna show you how I pack to go to Coachella and 2 weeks in Los Angeles. So we got a big job in front of us. That's absolutely true. And I've been planning my Coachella outfits for a long time. I got an invite to Revolve Festival, which means that I got all my clothes sponsored by Revolve. So that was pretty easy. But now in this video, I'm gonna talk through a lot. So we're gonna talk through how I pack, but we're also gonna talk through how I prep for travel, how I can afford to travel, and how the things that I always take with me in order to make travel a seamless and less anxious experience. So let's get started. Okay, so I was a little consumed with the fact that I was going to Coachella that I forgot to plan my outfits and my plans for my 2 weeks in Los Angeles. And this year especially, since it's the sort of return to the real world, return to office, I'm gonna be traveling a ton. So I have a total of 8 trips for the rest of the year. Like I have a total of 8 trips on the docket for the rest of the year. And that's not even getting into the end of the last 3 months of the year. Whew, Lord. I travel a lot, so I'm really well versed in how to pack, how to prep, what to take, what not to take. And what I learned from my last trip to LA is that I overpacked and I packed too many things that were different colors. So in this rendition of packing to go to LA, I made a list of all of the events, all of the situations that I'm probably going to be in. And now I'm just doing a glance over of my closet to see if there's anything I definitely want to wear there or I definitely don't want to wear there. And that's how we're getting started with it. So while I'm looking through this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I afford to travel and give you some tips on how you can afford to travel. So truth is, I can afford to travel because 1, I have disposable income from my influencer side hustle. 2, I budget my personal income from my job super well so that I can prioritize travel because that's one of the big things, my big 5 things in my life that I like to splurge on. And 3, I travel a lot for work, and so I use that travel to my advantage so that I can experience new places. And 4, I optimize my credit card points and rewards. So starting with having disposable income, you don't necessarily need to have a ton of disposable income to travel. There's plenty of ways to travel on a budget. And I'm not one to shy away from budget travel. I went to Mexico City last year, and that was a great budget-friendly option because Mexico is much cheaper. We went to the Dominican Republic for our couple's vacation 2 months ago, and it was incredible and relatively inexpensive if you save up for it because it was an all-inclusive resort. But I also happen to really like luxury travel, and I blame my boyfriend. It's his fault. I wasn't in this world. I never thought it would be possible for me to have stay at the Four Seasons, but this man, let me tell you, he's bougie. He's bougie, and he won't admit it. So I like luxury travel as well, but having disposable income is one thing that's important, and that goes along with budgeting my salaried income. And my salaried income, something that I do that really helps me afford to travel is that I actually use a system called sinking funds. So sinking funds is when you essentially make a list of how much it's going to cost for you to do everything that you want to do that year, and then take a set amount from every paycheck and transfer it to a separate checking account that you can pull into whenever those things are set to happen. So for example, I know that I like to go home every single year for Thanksgiving, and I like to visit my boyfriend's family every year for Christmas. So I can calculate how much is a plane ticket to St. Louis, my hometown, gonna cost, how much is the hotel gonna cost because I stay in a hotel because I go with my boyfriend. And this trip, it wouldn't be a content trip, so I can't use my influencer money for it. Therefore, it's going to be a personal trip. It's coming out of my personal income. So every month leading up to October or November when I book the flights, I take out a certain amount that from my paycheck that's going towards that. And it's not just that. I do that for things like Christmas gifts, or birthday gifts for my family. I know I'm gonna spend this amount, therefore I'm gonna make sure that I take that out so that it's separated. And it's not savings, because when you put money in savings, you think like, if you put money in savings that you later use, that's not a good habit, because you'll start to associate your savings money with your spending money. And I made that mistake for a really long time. So it's really great to have a separate account that sort of like separates these things and keeps them, you know, at a place where you're like, okay, this is money for later, not for now, as opposed to like your regular checking account that you would use for everyday expenses. That being said, that's one way that I afford to travel. The next is work. The current trip I'm going on to Coachella is for work, which is a fucking incredible, amazing, glamorous, 100% iconic opportunity that I am so happy about. And if you're someone who really likes travel, I would really recommend that you find a way to get a job that sends you places often. I don't know what those are. That wasn't necessarily something I looked for outside of tech, but my job, I do that, and that's a really great perk. And finally, we will talk about credit cards and optimization. So optimizing credit cards, etc., is something I'm super new to, but one thing that I've learned is get your credit score up. Get your credit score up. You heard me. You heard me. That should be your number one project for the next few months. If you even want to think about doing some travel like that. I'm not saying you got to be 100% good to go in every area of your life to go on a trip. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that nothing hurts you more than having a bad credit score. And I know, because my family ruined my credit score before I even knew what it was. And I had to get it from a 480 to where it is now, 760. Period. Anyway, get your credit score up. We can talk about that more later. What we're going to talk about right now is credit cards that help you travel. So there's three main credit cards that I would say are really good for travel. And those are, one, the Capital One Venture Card. I don't have this, but my manager recently recommended it to me. Really great perks. Definitely, I'm going to link it all below what I would say to check out. Number two is going to be the Chase Sapphire family. So those, basically you get perks and a bonus when you sign up. So when you sign up for these credit cards, usually if you spend a certain amount in the first few months, they'll give you something like 100,000 points. And points can then be redeemed in the future in these credit card places, in these credit cards, e-commerce websites, to be used on flights, on hotels, etc. So for example, I signed up for the Chase Sapphire card. I was given a $5,000 credit limit, and then they also gave me $100,000 or 100,000 Chase points. Basically, if I spend $10,000 in the first 3 months. That's not exactly what it is, but that's just like a good idea, right? So you spend the money, you get those points, and now when you log into your Chase, you'll have a section that is like redeem these points. And points are different on every single card, and sometimes they translate, and basically you could just think of it as like 1,000 points translates to like $1 sometimes. Like it's different on every platform, but that means that if I want to, or if a family emergency comes up and I need to fly home to St. Louis immediately, I have those points that I can pull from that I can apply to an airline credit, and then I get to fly home technically for free. Does that make sense? So that's a big reason why people have credit cards, why people use credit cards, and the value that credit cards can bring to you. Now, the credit card that I've personally felt the most travel benefits from is the Amex Platinum card. So this card is a very difficult card to get. You need excellent credit. I wouldn't tell you shy away from it, just over 700 probably. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Definitely read up before you apply to any of these things. But essentially, Amex is the gold standard when it comes to travel, because you can book hotels through Amex, through something called Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts. And essentially what happens there is that they're partners with pretty much every nice hotel in the country. And when you book with Amex, you get extra perks with your booking. So you get, for example, when I went to Miami with my friends, I booked through Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts. And at that hotel we stayed at the Kimpton Lapeer Hotel in downtown Miami. And we got a $100 credit to spend on like anything at the hotel free of charge. We got a free room upgrade, all this stuff that was really, really nice. And so I got to, use my points or whatever. So that's a really good example of like what you can get help with from Amex. And there's also things like when I went home for Thanksgiving, Jeff and I really didn't like the hotel we ended up choosing. It was just a really uncomfortable place. So he used his Amex to get us a hotel stay at the Four Seasons. And at that time, they were actually running a promotion where you book 2 nights at the Four Seasons and you get the 3rd night free. And that was just from Amex. Like, you wouldn't have gotten that otherwise. And they seem to have that deal happening a lot. That was happening last weekend too. So it's really nice. And there's plenty of perks and they're just really easy to work with. So that is one way that I can afford to and like enjoy traveling when it comes to super nice hotels. So if you are looking to start traveling more, or if you want to optimize your travel, I would look into those 3 things. And then next I'll get into packing, and then we'll talk about suitcases and everything you need for that. And then we'll get into airports. The other few reasons that I think Amex has helped me so much in my traveling is that it offers 3 more huge travel benefits when it comes to the airport, which is free clear, free TSA pre-check, and you get access to all of the airport lounges. So clear is whenever you see people in security, they put their fucking fingerprints down and they walk them to the front of the security line. So with clear, you get walked to the front of the security line. With TSA pre-check / global entry, you just get to always go in the pre-check line, which is super nice. So with those 2 things alone, you've cut down your travel time so much, and they come with the Amex card. So I got those 2 things. It's amazing. The third thing is access to lounges. So lounges are in pretty much every airport. They aren't always in every single terminal. It's not everywhere, but they're essentially free areas or not free. They're essentially these areas you can either pay to get into or you have a credit card that gets you into them that has hot food, usually a bar, sometimes showers. In the one in the Dominican Republic, there was a pool, has all these really nice perks so that when you're traveling, it just makes it a more luxurious experience, and everything in there is free, which is really nice. So my new travel routine is I book, I get there, I usually fly Delta because I have status with Delta because I've flown with them so many times and I have points, and so I get a free checked bag every time I fly Delta, so I really prioritize flying Delta. Always find an airline that you like that's usually specific to where you live. Like, for example, in Chicago, United is the biggest airline there. So if you were living in Chicago, you might always fly United. I personally like Delta the best, so I just always fly Delta. Anyway, Delta, you will check in. I get my free checked bag. I get escorted to the front of the security line. I go through TSA pre-check. That's taken like 10 minutes. And then I go to the lounge and I sit there and I use the Wi-Fi. I get a free glass of wine and then I hop on the plane. So easy, so much better than, waiting in the airport security line for 45 minutes. So definitely a big reason why you should get Amex. And so with that all being said, then we're gonna get into packing and how I plan my trips. Now we're getting into the actual preparation part of this video. So time to actually get started with the actual maintenance and preparation for my trip. So I leave in 48 hours and I'll be gone for 2 weeks. So this is today and tomorrow. I have 2 showers I like to take. This is the first shower. I'm gonna wash my hair. I probably usually wouldn't wash my hair until tomorrow, like the day before I leave. However, I am today because I want to play with some hairstyles before I go. I don't want to be there figuring them out myself. So I'm going to wash my hair today, shave everything today, and exfoliate today. And then tomorrow I'm going to self-tan. And then based on, I don't know if I'll play with my hair. I don't know. We'll put some whatever needs to be put in my hair in my hair. So that's how I would get started. And then tonight I'm also going to be taking off my nails and my pedicure, and I'll show you how I do that at home. Something else I do when I travel is I have this bin in my apartment that just has all of my pouches with all my travel items that are small in here. So I just can pull them out and check what I need to get a re-up on and move on. So that's super helpful. All right, to continue the packing section of this video, if you're gonna travel, you obviously need to order new shit, right? So I ordered some stuff from Aritzia because I wanted some more loungewear that wasn't like cold weather friendly. And as you can see by this blinding sunlight, it's getting warm here in New York too. And Aritzia has the best. So let's see what we're working with. So I ordered this like, oh cute. I ordered another version of my boxy hoodie. I have a black one that I wear pretty much every day. And I got these tan shorts to go with it. And I think this is gonna be my airport outfit. So I'll try it on in a little bit. And then I got the black shorts. I got them in the longer version to go with the hoodie. And that actually might be my airport outfit because these seem short. I don't want to be having my booty out in the airport like that. Aritzia has the best airport outfits. Don't at me. And then I ordered this little white linen set to wear in LA. I thought that would be cute, so we love it. So right now, I am going to double check that I have outfits for everything that I've thought of. I might try a few on for you all. And then I'm going to get started packing and I'll show you how I pack in my base suitcases with all my little base items because I pretty much only travel with base stuff because I'm addicted and obsessed and a huge fan. And then tomorrow I'm getting my hair done. I'm gonna get some cornrows with some feed-in braids with some hair, like for Coachella. And then I'll probably take that out after a few days, but I'm gonna get some cornrows. And then I'm going to get my nails done probably tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm just gonna take my work calls from the nail salon, and what are you gonna do about it? If you work with me, no you don't. No you don't. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I put the little Aritzia sweatsuit on. She's cute, but definitely too short to be wearing to the airport. Anyway, it's time to talk luggage, okay? Okay, let's talk about it. Now, my ultimate dream one day, it's also 6 p.m., so I had to crack open one of these. This is neutral, it's a seltzer. Anyway, let's talk about it. Luggage. Now, one day, I'll be a Rimowa girl. One day, all my luggage will be Rimowa. Until then, it's base, because it's attractive and functional. So, if you don't know, this is a line of luggage by Shay Mitchell. She is a godsend, honestly, an icon, has the cutest baby of all time. And I love her luggage because it's very functional. And my favorite thing in the world is when people think of things, you know? So I have two base luggages. I have the mini, like the carry-on, which is amazing. And I also have the 26-inch roller. I would recommend that you actually get the 29-inch roller because I find this to be a little too small for me when I'm going on like week or longer trips. I would prefer to have the 29-inch. But nevertheless, I will tell you what I like about these luggages is that they are super sturdy, super attractive, and inside they have great pockets. They also have a code on the outside, which is always good, and the pockets inside are just really smart. So wet one, a regular one, there's zippers in here. They just like really did think of everything. So I would highly recommend the luggage. I'll link it for you. The other items I have from them are this backpack, the travel backpack, super functional. It opens all the way. Like that has all these different compartments and a laptop compartment. So I like to use this when I'm going on long haul flights or when I have a lot of shit to carry to work, but it's not as cute as I wish it was, but I do really, really find it super functional. But like I bought this, my Saint Laurent tote. I bought this to travel with and it's gigantic. So I prefer a tote when I travel like that. So the backpack is for when I'm like down bad, you know? Then the other things I have are the cosmetics cases, and I have a few of these. So first, I have the mini one, which I absolutely adore. Basically fits all your makeup on one side and has a mini mirror. This comes out, it's a mirror. So good. Fits everything I need for a full face on this side. And then on this side is empty, but I think I'll put over some of my skincare so that when I'm getting ready, it's all in one place. And then I just got this hanging organizer and I like it, but I do have beef with it because if it's sitting like this and you open it, it falls out basically. This thing like falls out. It is nice that you can remove this for TSA, but that being said, I'm gonna try it out. We haven't traveled with her yet, but we're gonna try it out. But the cool thing is obviously like it hangs. So wherever you are, you get to make more space, especially if you're running low on bathroom space, which is delightful. And then finally, I have the original cosmetics case, which is genuinely very smart. Like, it has this removable brush pad. It came with a mirror that goes in here that I use all the time. And my only beef with it is that when you spill makeup on it, it's impossible to clean. But I think they did product development and they actually fixed that. So hopefully, if you guys buy it now, you can clean it more. So still all great products, would highly recommend. So wanted to give you my base overview before I show you how I pack. So I'll just show you what I did so far. So it's all over the bed. So over here, I did 3 large packing cubes. And the cool thing about packing cubes is that once you use them a few times, you can remember how many fit in your suitcase. So for example, in my big base suitcase, only like 3 of these will fit. So these 3 are my LA outfits. This is my Coachella outfits, but I'm actually gonna break this up into, or no, I am gonna keep this one, and then I broke the rest of it up into those 2 miniature ones. I have to bring my podcast mic, so I just threw it there. And then those are jackets, which would go on top of these. And then I would have the hanging case, those 2 guys and this guy, and then my shoes down here. So what I did was I laid everything out. Well, of course, I planned all my outfits out in Notion, tried all of them on, and now it is time for me to fold them all and pack them into my suitcases. And I'm gonna make some TikToks of that, so maybe I'll insert them. I'm back. Jeff and I went on a walk from 5:30 until now, and it's 8, and he went to go pick up our food, and I left the apartment like this. That's the reality of packing. But the good thing is I started on a Tuesday, and I don't leave until Thursday. I'm just gonna throw it all in a pile, and that's so humiliating! Good morning. It's now the Wednesday before I leave, and I just tested negative for COVID-19. Feeling amazing. And I'm in the middle of self-tanning. So I made my boyfriend put self-tanner on my back before he left, because what are men for otherwise? And now I have to interview 2 personal assistant applications. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of work, and then I need to go to the beauty supply store to get pre-stretched braiding hair because I'm getting some cornrows tonight. And then I need to get my nails done somehow. So we're gonna plan that out all right now, and let's figure it out, and then we'll finish packing because I did not pack last night. It's actually humiliating. Like, it's literally just a pile of shit. Look at this. First of all, mess. Second of all, disaster. Like, I'm a really good packer, but that does not mean I am not out here procrastinating. Like, I haven't even had coffee yet today. Pure chaos. Hello, everyone. So it's officially the night before my trip. Wanted to show you my final packing process and the few things that I like never travel without. So where should I put you while we discuss this? First, I'll just give you an overview of the bags. This is my carry-on, and I tried my very best to make sure all of this was just gonna be at Coachella, but of course, it didn't always work. Down here's my medical bag. This is my medical bag, and so I have a lot of anxiety when I travel, and I also just like feel like, you know, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, whatever. And I get sick a lot and I don't like to be uncomfortable. So in here I have masks, my white noise machine, medications, a first aid kit, and down here is like all the possible medication you could need, and a lot of electrolytes and Smooth Move. So if you're someone who struggles with digestion when you travel, I highly recommend taking Smooth Move. It's like a tea that you drink before bed, and it helps you go the next day. And I find like you often need that because the water or something is different wherever you're at, or like just something is often happening. And I'm actually gonna leave this out because I am going to need to put my Q tester in it tomorrow because I have to test again tomorrow morning. You're just like gonna look at me from this humiliating angle while I open this, but this is my travel jewelry case. I actually just keep my jewelry in here like all day, every day, but it's really nice. I just keep all my necklaces in there, and then you always want to travel with your like valuable pieces. So always bring, if you were bringing anything designer, always put it in your carry-on, and then if you're bringing anything like valuable like your jewelry, always put it in your carry-on. Because TSA, I have my friend Kelly Stamps actually, she was telling me how she, like, TSA, like, literally stole her Chanel bag. Isn't that fucking crazy? Like, no, out of control. And then this bag is my checked bag, and I've got these. I'm really struggling to make sure this all fits in here, but I'm bringing my keyboard because I really don't like to type on any other keyboards. These, so I put my like travel pillow and my headphones. These are Sony WXM004 or somethings. They are so good. They cancel all the noise. Like, I always bring these, but like I put them in my checked bag because my flight there is during the day and I'm going to be working, and then my flight home is a red eye. So I'm putting them in here because I don't need them because I'm going to be up during my flight there. And then I have to bring my podcast mic because we're recording Bad Vibes remotely, some shoes, and like this has a bunch of my full-size products. It's the base thing. So yeah, that's the update there. And then in terms of my carry-on, so here's the tea, guys. So I think I'm just gonna, yeah, that's Real Housewives. I'm just gonna bring my work laptop because I feel like bringing 2 laptops is so OD, and I'm gonna be working most of the time. And I also learned from my offsite when I was talking to my coworkers that all these people, like, none of them have had like their own laptop or their own phone. Like, they just use the company ones. I'm just gonna bring my work laptop because I don't want to be carrying around all this shit. Final things that I never travel without. So we did everything that's in there. In my carry-on, I added some healthy snacks. And then one final thing is my portable chargers. Yeah, bro. So important. And also always bring a silk pillowcase because you never know how other people wash their shit, and you are not about to be having your hair looking a mess because other people don't know how to do their laundry. So I think that's it for this travel vlog. I really hope that you got something valuable out of it, and you deserve the world, obviously. So I hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you are, and maybe I'll walk you through my little airport fit in the morning. But until then, have a great day. I got diamonds doing slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas tonight.